Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like us to go straight to what people have been perceiving as regarding Gachagua's low blows, especially on Uhuru Kenyatta. If you listen to the speech of Rigathi Gachagua on the 13th September 2022 during the inauguration, today I want to tell the people of Kenya that you are finally free. Public servants and all people of Kenya, you don't have to fear talking through WhatsApp for fear of being recorded. I think what Rigathi Gachagua is trying to tell us is that, well, there was a time during the Uhuru reign whereby those who were dissenting, people regarded as dissenting, were ended up falling into the wrath of Uhuru Kenyatta's men. Especially what he's trying to mean is the likes of DCI, the likes of KRA, and that even saw Aisha Juma sometimes back when Aisha Juma decided to support William Samoei Ruto and the tribulations that befell her. So I think that's what Rigathi Gachagua is trying to refer to. So the bad blood or hatred that Rigathi Gachagua has on Uhuru was visible, and as Rigathi Gachagua did not choose his word, he did not want to even choose the words that he was to use. He didn't even care about the attendance. There were people who were in attendance, and especially the heads of state of other, institutions of other, the heads of state of other countries. But then, contrary to what Rigathi Gachagua aired during that ceremony, William Samoei Ruto was a bit, was somehow acknowledged that, William Samoei Ruto acknowledged the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta performed during his reign, but Rigathi Gachagua, because he was on a warpath, decided to spill the beans, decided to wash his dirty, or the dirty linen, or the president's dirty linen in public. Rigathi Gachagua decided to wash the president's dirty linen in public. And if you looked at William Samoei Ruto carefully, then you realize that William Samoei Ruto was kind of uncomfortable with the speech that Rigathi Gachagua was giving to the public, especially in attendance were his invited guests. So he was looking at this scenario as being embarrassing, and that Rigathi Gachagua was kind of embarrassing the president, washing Uhuru Muigai's dirty linen in public. That was not good, was overly uncalled for. But Rigiji is a term or a name that Kenyans have given Rigathi Gachagua. So Rigiji ought to have chosen his words carefully. That was not a campaign rally, but the way he handled the ceremony was like a campaign rally. That if you took a comparison at William Samoei Ruto's speech again, then you realize that William Samoei Ruto recognized Raila Amolo Odinga and called him his worthy competitor. He gave Raila Amolo Odinga some respect, gave Uhuru Kenyatta some respect. Even in the speech of William Samoei Ruto, you realize that somewhere he made it known that he had agreed, he had talked to the President of the Republic of Kenya, the former Uhuru Kenyatta, to agree to continue with the peace process of the East Africa, and which that means he acknowledged the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta performed a good role. But the deputy did not acknowledge Uhuru Kenyatta's a single bit. So Rigathi Gachagua again attacked KRA for harassing businesses, and even talked about evictions by state agencies. There's a time Rigathi Gachagua also was found to be culpable, was found guilty of embezzling public funds. And you saw the case, and even the verdict that was released before election, and in which Rigathi Gachagua was asked to surrender almost 200 million, I think it's 200 million and above, as being money that he fraudulently acquired. So, but he has countered that as having been misuse of public state agencies, to attack the people that supported William Samoei Ruto. So in the speech that Rigathi Gachagua gave, there's a time he said that we have been inherited a country with a country with coffers which are empty, and asked Kenyans to give them a chance first. What is Rigathi Gachagua saying? When Kenya Kwanza, during their campaign trail, made promises, they said that they would invest in food production. They also said that they will look into this issue of fuel carefully and probably lower the cost of fuel to around 120 to 100. But then the sudden change of tune, this is only meaning that come 15th, which is I think tomorrow, which is a day that the government's subsidy for fuel is ending, I think we're likely to find a scenario whereby now the fuel cost, the rates for petrol will again skyrocket. And this will affect the common mwananchi, will affect the prices of commodities. Fuel affects everything. The moment the price of fuel escalates, then literally everything escalates. And the worst affected will be the unga. Unga will rise to beyond 200. I'm foreseeing that scenario because at the moment unga is around 198 to 200. But again, he looked at what William Samoei Ruto said. He said that it is not sustainable, that they've done a calculation on the government subsidy and realized that it is not going to be sustainable. Remember, in their campaigns promises, they said that when they get to power, they will bring down the cost of unga. I look at this sudden change of tune to being one of the things that will cause a problem between this government and the common mwananchi. Because when Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta decided to bring the cost of maize, the cost of unga to around 100, Kenya Kwanza fought the idea and said that that's not the best way to handle it, and that then they will not give it 100, but they will give it, eternity. The price will be for eternity. We expected that as much as the government, the Kenya Kwanza government, wants to work on this issue of maize, but they should give a government subsidy of a particular duration for 2 to 3 months, so that by the time the farmers bring maize into the market, the people of the Republic of Kenya will not have suffered. Because take a look at this. If you give it like 5 months, 6 months, don't you think people will have suffered much to pay unga for 200 for like 6 months, to pay fuel for like 200 for like again 6 months before a solution is found? That will be contrary to what they said, that when they get to power, they will lower this cost of prices immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, there is also something that Rigathi Gachagua said, that when he was giving those attacking remarks. And I think there's somewhere he said, don't measure me with William Samoei Ruto. The man, don't measure him. People might want to compare Rigathi Gachagua with the William Ruto when he was the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Don't compare me. I think it's trying to tell people that Rigathi Gachagua is Rigathi Gachagua, and Rigathi Gachagua is not William Samoei Ruto, and that William Samoei Ruto, Doctor himself, is someone with a lot of knowledge, someone who's ready to be questioned, ready to receive advices. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think, or what do you make of that speech by Rigathi Gachagua? He was not happy, you noted. I noted something, and I've shared in my previous video about the stand that he was not given the presidential stand to use. That is one of the reasons why Rigathi Gachagua was not happy. Now I'm winding up there, and please take a moment and be safe and be blessed.